Hello, welcome back to another Define This episode from Submissive Guide. I'm Luna. Today's term comes from the comments section of a previous video. If you have a question about a BDSM term or some lingo that you've come across, leave it in the comments and I'll consider making it a Define This segment. So, on to today's term. What is power exchange? A popular primer on BDSM written in 1995 called Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns by Philip Miller and Molly Devon defines power exchange as the empowerment of the dominant by the submissive's surrender to his or her control. Power exchange is consensual and should be negotiated. So the depth of power yielded by the submissive is equal to the level of responsibility assumed by the dominant. Basically, it's the way DS relationships of any type work. A submissive surrenders power and a dominant assumes power. Most vanilla relationships work on an equality in role system where partners flow in and out of being in control depending on the situation or activity involved. This is also where a lot of those are guys' jobs and these are girls' jobs. You say that's what the wife does, that's what the husband does. That's where those things develop in a relationship. A power exchange is more rigidly defined. Couples discuss and negotiate who has what role and what that role looks like to them. A submissive will tell the dominant what they will and won't submit to, and a dominant has to agree to those terms to make it work. It's a consensual negotiation process, and depending on the level of power exchange, could involve a little or a lot of control. Power exchange is also the basis of all BDSM play. One person agrees to submit to the activity and the other person agrees to be in control. Now, going back to the book Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns, Philip and Molly break down the power exchange into 5 levels, and I'm going to cover each one in turn. Keep in mind that these levels are the way the authors were able to break up the differences in power exchange, and it might not be the best way to describe them now or in your own relationships. Number 1, conditional compliance. The SM one-nighter, it's a limited exchange of power negotiated by the dom and sub for a brief period of play, such as a couple of hours at play party, overnight, or even just a weekend. Number 2, restricted ongoing acquiescence. It's an agreement negotiated by the dom and sub to play casually for an extended period of time without any serious emotional involvement. It's a lot like fuck buddies, but with SM play. The two have power exchange for play and do not interact outside of that. They're often called play partners in today's lingo. Number 3, provisional submission. Provisional submission is an ongoing relationship negotiated between a dom and a sub characterized by power exchange and emotional involvement, but lacking any serious commitment. This level has evolved, in my opinion, to be the style of DS that I'd consider to be bedroom only. The couple may have a serious committed relationship, but the power exchange isn't an integrated part of it. They could agree to express DS when only in the bedroom or only on weekends or when a babysitter can be found. Number 4, the covenant of dominant and submission. This is a deeply committed, symbiotic relationship between a dominant and submissive. Power exchange relationships of this type often have elements of DS throughout their daily life, and they identify as dominant and submissive outside the bedroom. They have rules, rituals, or ways they prefer to interact within the relationship to express the power exchange to each other. And number 5, absolute ownership. This is used to mean an ongoing DS relationship, often involving total power exchange, where the submissive has surrendered all decisions to the dominant. This is often described as a master-slave relationship. So, in review, power exchange is a way to interact with your partner where your roles are defined. You've negotiated control where one submits and the other dominates for an agreed period of time, and it is the basis of all BDSM interactions. And that's it. Add your thoughts on Power Exchange in the comments below, and if you have a suggestion for a future Define This segment, let me know. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Define This, and thanks especially to all our patrons on Patreon who make this show possible. If you want to help us keep making episodes like this one, check out the Patreon page on patreon.com/subguide, and don't forget to head over to Submissive Guide and read more on the topic.